Basketball is an
Glad to have you with us. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It's going to be the Houston Rockets up against the Sacramento Kings. Now our broad...
Do it now. I told you, do it now. Let's go. You want to hate me, then hate me. What can I...
Welcome, everyone, and what a game we have for you tonight. Kevin Harlan here, along with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, as we get set to bring you NBA action on 2K Sports. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First, for the Rockets, manning the backcourt, Jeremy Lin along with James Harden. And at center, the most dominant physical presence in the NBA, the elite defensive big man, Dwight Howard. Then there's Chandler Parsons, and it's Ashik in at the 4. And for Sacramento, the guards, Vasquez and McLemore. And the big fella inside out of the University of Kentucky, the unbelievably gifted and powerful pivot man, DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Mbamute, and it's Thompson in at the power forward. Vasquez with it. Now the feed to Mbamute. That's good. Mbamute's got his team on the board to start the game for the Kings.
Now, good way to get things started here.
Steve, always nice to get the first points up on the board. At least I felt that way. Sacramento really had a lot of problems finding consistency game to game, and it showed up when they would have to take on other teams in the West. Just didn't look quite as cohesive and as desperate to win as the rest of the conference, and that ends up costing you games.
Houston on D. Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Kevin McHale.
He told me he's wary about how they'll contend with DeMarcus Cousins inside. He said he's a beast in there, no doubt about it. Size, length, strength, and a ton of skill. The talent is really off the charts with him. And guys, he knows it won't be easy to muscle Cousins away from the rim, but he said that's what they've got to find a way to do. It won't be easy.
Thanks, Doris. Well, Clark, as you said, the Kings struggled against the West, really against Western teams not in their division. They would play the division tough, but didn't do much against, Steve, the other two Western divisions.
Well, they only won 14 games against the rest of the conference, which was the fewest of any team in the West last year. But of those 14 wins, 7 came against the Pacific. So that's kind of interesting when you look at the disparity between their wins.
He misses the free throw.
You know, the Rockets did a lot to make over their backcourt last season as they brought in two big names in Jeremy Lin and James Harden, and that's not always an easy adjustment. Took a little time for both of those guys to figure out how to coexist in the pick-and-roll offense.
That one misses. And Clark, as you said, it took some time for this Houston backcourt to learn how to play with each other, but that is the case for any duo. Eventually, Steve, they found a happier medium. And that initiated some great offense between them.
Well, they were much more effective down the stretch last season, Kevin, and I thought it really showed in the way Lynn and Harden kind of played off of each other. So, you know, a lot of teams, they seem to want to have that second option for bringing the ball up or for attacking, and it is very effective to have a couple of guys who can each attack and create.
And here are the Kings now. Vasquez can't get it to go.
Well, the defender was on him like glue, all up in his airspace. That's a very low percentage shot against that kind of deal.
Yeah, you're right. Best not to force it when you've got someone draped all over you like that. You got to move the ball on.
Kings have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game.
And for Dwight Howard last season, no doubt injuries held him back. But I've got to give him credit. I mean, he still led the league in rebounding with over 12 a game. Remarkable.
And so just over a minute and a half played. And Thompson kicks to Cousins. Dishes it to Mbah-a-Moute. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It will be 3 points if he converts at the line. And for Howard, averages of 17 and 12. Not bad at the center position.
Yeah, but we're used to seeing him get kind of, 23 and 14. So, Dwight has worked hard to try to get back to 100%. When he's right, he is the best center in the NBA, but when he's right is the key phrase there.
On defense, the Rockets. It's a 5-point game. Knocks it loose. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. It's Harden with the drive. And that one's drained from the low block. And here are the Kings now. McLemore dishes to Vasquez. Pass to McLemore. Fires it up. Some solid defense there from Lynn.
Very porous defense down there by the hoop. He probably should make that one.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in.
Mike Malone, the new head coach of the Sacramento Kings, son of a former NBA coach. Mike has been credited with helping teams improve their defenses, whether it was in New Orleans with Chris Paul, last season with Golden State. But Malone, very well regarded in NBA coaching circles.
That free throw missing. And the Sacramento team, Clark, not without offensive talent, but their defense has been their shortcoming.
And that's the area they've got to ramp up and improve. And Coach Malone is going to have an opportunity to put his stamp on this team by improving them at the defensive end of the floor.
And he's good on the second.
Well, the business of the NBA in pretty good stead. The Kings sold back in May for a record price of $525 million, and the Seattle group had offered even more. Team value certainly on the rise around the league. Better arenas, more lucrative TV contracts. Part of the reason that's the case.
Harden's shot is good.
When he gets the ball that close to the basket, it's almost an automatic 2 points.
Well, the defense has to battle him down there and keep him out of position in the first place. Do your work early.
Deflected. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Lynn's running. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down. Tremendous stuff from a guy, Clark, we think more of for his passing.
Yeah, but he's got tremendous leaping ability and a surplus supply, too.
Well, that's a great aggressive move, and 2 big points, too.
Now, here's Mbah-a-Moute, and the call will be against Chandler Parsons. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. And back to the bidding war for the Kings with the great offer from the Seattle group. Steve, do you think there's a chance the league could expand to Seattle?
I think so, especially with that tremendous offer that the Seattle group put forward. And now the new CBA, it's made it much more favorable for the owners. I think in the next few years, we will see at least one expansion team, maybe two.
Francisco Garcia, he's checked in for the Rockets. And some nice passing there by Houston. Parsons for three. That's good. Parsons got 5.
Well, Parsons was really a surprise coming out of Florida. Had a big impact his rookie season with Houston. Very reliable in a lot of areas. Can handle the ball, can knock down a long-range shot, and a better defender than you think as well.
That is what makes Parsons such an easy guy to send down on the floor. You know exactly what he's going to give you on offense and is very consistent. And here's Vasquez. After the three-pointer from Parsons, Vasquez passes to McLemore. The shot's good. Vasquez making the play. McLemore's got his second bucket.
Ben McLemore, a player who has drawn some comparisons to Ray Allen because of a beautiful shooting motion and pretty athletic, strong body. Also top-tier athlete. In fact, McLemore measured a 42-inch max vertical at the draft combine.
Here is Vasquez. Leaps for it. Kept alive by Sacramento. Now McLemore. Kicks it to Landry. There's the dish to Vasquez. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Sacramento shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
Easy boys, come on!
Free throw good, Vasquez. And back to McLemore, an explosive leaper. And Clark able to finish through contact inside.
Kevin, he clearly has the ability to hurt you inside and outside. I think he still has to develop as a slasher, become more elusive. And I think that'll come with an understanding of how to play the game. He's really young in his basketball journey right now. Houston might have made the playoffs in the West last season, guys, but it wasn't because they were beating up on their peers. They were 24 and 28 against the rest of the West. That's why they got the 8th seed.
Now, here is Harden. Monianis kicks to Harden. And another 3 for Houston.